Welcome back to Storytime with Where the Ramp Ends. I'm Bryce.
And I'm Summer, and we are here today with Erica DiVario. Erica is the mom to a little girl, Gabriella, who happens to have Down syndrome, and she's going to share her story with us today. Erica, you want to just introduce yourself a little bit and tell us a little bit about Gabriella?
Yeah, so I'm Erica, obviously. Gabriella's 6. She's awesome. She is, she's extremely creative. She's funny. She's sassy. She's stubborn. Summer, you know how it goes. But yeah, I mean, she's great, and she has really changed all of our lives in so many amazing ways. And we're just blessed to have her.
So, Erica, before you tell us about your journey, tell us a little bit about what your typical day as Gabriella's mom looks like.
So we're up extremely early, usually like 4:30. I'm used to it at this point, but yeah, we get up early, kind of just calm down, like take it easy. Gabriella loves to immediately come into the kitchen. Kitty food, kitty food. She loves to feed our cat and our animals, and she does all that. And then we just kind of like hang around for a little. She might grab something to eat. Then my son gets up not long after. Uh, she is still in preschool. We're doing extended school year, so we're on a little break now. So she'll go back in next week for her last 5 weeks, and then she's done preschool. So she does that 3 days a week. So during the week, we're pretty much, we're home, other than going back and forth to preschool or running errands here and there. But so I've kind of like created, a whole back room for all of like her needs. That's where we
Sure,
always did
sure.
early intervention therapy. So it's, progressed throughout the years. We go out back. I made the whole yard completely. We're home a lot, so I need to make everything available.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, it's like a whole playland out there. Dad gets home at like, a decent time in the afternoon, and then I'm doing this, during the day by myself. He gets home like 2, 3 o'clock, which is cool. And then yeah, I mean, like I said, we're home a lot. We go to the playground. We're just kind of, hanging around the house, doing different activities. She's into art. She paints every single day. So yeah, I mean, the weekends, pretty sometimes we like have stuff to do. Sometimes we don't. I'm fine when we don't because it's like a little bit of a break from the week. It's very nonstop. So yeah, that's pretty much our day. Dinner, late bath, bedtime. She goes to bed in time, which is great. So yeah, that's pretty much our day in a nutshell.
So, take us back to when you first learned about Gabriella that she had Down syndrome. What was that like for
So
you?
yeah, so I had gone in for my 12-week ultrasound, and the the one who did my ultrasound left the room. The doctor came in and said, and the look on her face was so like, that I was like, oh God, like I had 4 kids prior and no, nothing, like it was smooth sailing.
Right, sure.
Doctors, yeah, I was going to say the doctors, so we consider this an abnormal ultrasound, yada, 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 the fluid in the back of the neck. And I'm like, what? Like I start crying, I'm like, oh my God, like, it could be consistent with like trisomy 21, Down syndrome, or like they were saying like Turner syndrome. And I didn't really, I was like, oh my God. So I start crying and I'm just kind of like shocked, like, oh my God. So then they were like, you could do further testing. And so I did it. I said, let's do it now. Like I did the CBS test and we left and I was just kind of like, okay. So then, wait a couple of days or however long it was to get the result. And, they did confirm it. Of course they call. At that point we were kind of like, okay, let's just see like, but I did want to do further testing just to know, and I just remember us talking, me and Jeff, and I was like, I'm like, we're not like, you're not thinking like termination, if anything. And he was like, no. And I was like, okay, good. Like me either, So we got the results, and of course, I'm sorry. I just wanted to let you know, yes, your baby is going to have Down syndrome. We'll give you a few days to decide what you want to do. I knew what that meant. And my first response was, termination is not an option for us based on this, but can you tell me if it's a boy or a girl? Like, that's what I want to know. So we got the news, and we were both kind of like, okay, it's confirmed now. And we were like both in shock. So we kind of didn't really talk for like the rest of the day. We were just kind of in shock. Uh, and then I think like a day or two passed by, and I just prayed. And I was like,
Right.
please help me get through this. Give me the strength. Give me answers. Like, just help me get through this, how I'm feeling right now. Because you go through all the emotions of like, you're expecting one thing, you hear something else. The way they deliver the news is awful. It's like, "So sorry. How am I supposed to feel?" And it's like, so yeah, then I woke up one day and I felt like something came over me where I was like, he's given to us for a reason, and this is all for a purpose, and it's gonna be okay. And he felt the same way. He's like, "It's gonna be okay. Like, we're gonna do this. It's gonna be okay." And I immediately went to social media. I did do the Google thing, which is not a great idea because,
No.
all the negative things and the pictures,
Yes.
you're like, "What?"
Going down
So
the rabbit hole is never good. No.
right, exactly. So I like to see real people. What's it like in real life? Went to social media, joined a bunch of groups, started following other people, and I was like, wow, like, okay, like this is gonna be okay. Like I was excited for the journey after that. So yeah, that was pretty much it. Telling family, of course, a lot of people have the same reaction. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I'm like, don't be sorry. We're not sorry. We're okay with it. Don't be sorry. Nothing to be sorry about. It's okay. And other people, are you gonna keep her? Yes, I'm gonna keep her. She's still our baby. So
Right.
that's how it all went down. Here we are 6 years later. And yeah,
How do you think your family's reaction, you said you had a lot of people saying, "I'm sorry." How has their perspective changed since Gabriella's come into their lives?
it's changed like the flip. And I get it to a certain extent where it's like I understand for like why people in a way say it because you know what? They don't understand it. People are afraid of things they don't understand.
That's
And
right.
I was afraid too. I didn't understand. But say that to somebody who's going through it and all they need is your support at the time. It feels like, and to be honest, like when they're like, "Oh yeah, you proved everybody wrong. She's proven everybody wrong." And I want to be like, "Yeah, not for nothing, but you were somebody who said that to me." So like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like that still bothers me till this
And
day.
subconsciously, that's gotta feel good that she's proven those people wrong. Like, I told you that she was worth keeping, so, you know.
Exactly. It's all of what you make of it, I believe. Like I always just like when you have a kid, like I don't as a parent, we don't look at oh, she has a diagnosis. Like, yes,
Right.
we are aware she had Down syndrome, but she's just Gabriella to us. And we treat her just like anybody would treat their kid.
Right.
Like so
She has expectations and goals that for just like any normal, typical child would have.
exactly. She wants to do everything she sees anyone else do, and
Right.
she does it the way she does it, and we're fine with that. Like, if she needs extra help, I give her extra help. If she shows interest in something, I run with it. She showed interest in yoga. I've been doing it all the time. My mom just sent
Yeah.
her a yoga mat. Like, whatever she shows interest in, I go with. I always focus on what she can do rather than the things that she can't. I'm like, it's fine. She'll get there when she gets there. She loves doing this. Let's like enhance this. So that's always been my motto, and I believe that that's what's gotten her this far. She's amazing. She does so many things, and she proved. People are like, "Wow, she's so advanced," and I'm like, "Well, what is your expectation that she's not going to be able to do these things already?" Like when people say that, of course, your mind's like, "Okay, you don't really know her."
What's a fear that you had early on that Gabriella proved you wrong? For instance, like I was stressed out about Julia, like her physical capabilities and like rolling over. You know, they were like, she may be 6 months old before she rolls over. She rolled over when she was 2 months old. And I
Yeah.
was like, never mind. I'm not worried about this anymore. Did you ever have any moments like that?
Yeah, it was probably similar. Like you think like, okay, like the walking, the crawling, all the things that like the milestones that, and then same thing. Gabriella was 6 weeks old trying to roll over on the baby mat. And I'm like, okay, we're gonna be just fine.
We're gonna
Like,
be just fine.
you know what I mean? Like, I don't need to worry. Like, she's gonna do things when she does them. Like, a lot of people worry. Like, oh, I see this kid, I see that kid. They're like my kid's this age, and I never like compared her to other kids' milestones because I already knew she was gonna have be behind in certain things. But like,
Right, sure.
whose timeline are we on? She has Down syndrome. Things are gonna take longer. I knew that. I accepted it, and I just went by that. Like, okay, she might not walk till she's 5, but she was 19 months old. So, like, you know, she just but things like that, like, I maybe, like, thought about that at the beginning, like, "Oh, I wonder, like, or is it gonna be difficult to do this or that?" I can't think of anything specific, but, like, teaching her sign language, and then it's like, if I just realized that, like, if you're just consistent with things and you do it and model, like, she's always watching. And sometimes I don't even realize, and then she goes and does something that she saw me do, and I'm like, like, people don't realize this, They think, "Oh, the kids don't talk or this or, oh, they can't do certain things." So but it's like, give them the chance and you believe in them and, like, they're always watching. They're always gonna mimic what you're doing regardless if they have Down syndrome or not, you know?
Right. Like, and that's the biggest thing that we've learned in my advocacy journey, and Summer's also in Partners in Policy Making, is the child's first advocate example is their parents. So whatever she sees mom and dad doing, she's gonna mimic that because she wants to be just like her peers that she sees. So that's a that's amazing testament to you guys as parents and advocates that you're allowing her to explore her goals and aspirations and that you just run with it and be like, okay, you want to try this? Go for it.
Yeah, I used to let her climb, and I'm like, they'd be like, "Oh my god, she's up on there." I'm like, "She's fine, trust me." I'm like, "She does it all the time. She knows her boundaries. Like, it's all good. Don't worry." So we just, you gotta just. I was, you know, very involved. Like, I was over home doing early intervention. I came here 4 days a week, and it was during COVID time. So the first year was on Zoom, and it just became like that was my purpose. I realized, like,
Right.
this is my purpose in life. Like, I have other kids, and all of our kids give us purpose, but there was something different about having a child with special needs that is so vulnerable and relies on you, and you just see, like, they change you. It's just it's the craziest thing, but it's people don't understand unless they have a kid. Like, it just changes you in so many ways for the better. You look at life differently, and you
Summer
just
shared with me when we first became friends that she said she became a better mom because of Julia. And I thought that was really beautiful because she said, I had adult children, before I had Julia, and she made
yeah.
me understand parenting a different way. And I mean, it almost brings me to tears thinking about it because she said, Julia has brought so much joy to my life that it became me it made me become a better parent, and, the little bit of time that I've spent with Julia, I mean, she's just a ball of sunshine to everybody that she meets, so
Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to agree with that because I have older kids too. My oldest is 26. And, you know, I was young when I had my first 3 kids. And yeah, Gabriella's my fourth. I'm like, wait, yeah. When I had my first three, I was young. Like I was 16 when I had my son, and I was 21 and 26. And you're young and you're just trying to figure yourself out still. And then you have this child, and I agree. It changed the way I look at things and parent and understanding things and not taking like slow down, be more patient and being more present too, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's changed it in a lot of ways.
What do you think is the hardest part about being a parent with a child with Down syndrome?
The hardest part, I mean, I was asked this before and like I had a hard time thinking, but I did say like too, I think it's other people sometimes, what they think, their perception, not that I care, but you know that like Gabriella's autistic too. So she eloped,
Yeah.
so if she won't hold my hand, you're in a store, she's all over the place. And I just follow her, like, come on. I give her the opportunity, like, let's go, it's okay. But like people are thinking whatever. I don't really care about that. Also, I'd say like, it's you do think about I don't really think about it, but I'm aware of it. It's like, what if I wasn't here? Like, what happens? You think about that every now and then, like, what's going to happen? But it's like down the road. I don't think about it often, but that you do think you're like, wow, like, what if something happened? Or
Right. Right.
when I'm older, and who's ever going to take care of her like I do? I mean, not that her dad doesn't, but like, I'm the main one.
No, I understand the fear. You're like, what things are in place when I'm gone? What services
Yeah.
would give the best care to my daughter, that I would. Absolutely. And no, I get it 100%.
Yeah, and I don't ever want her to be left out. As she gets older, and you're out, it's like she struggles a little with knowing how to like go up and like play with other kids. Like she does, and then she's fine doing her own thing. But as they get a little older, it's other kids, I'm not saying it's happened, but that crosses my mind. Like, are they gonna include her? She's not gonna really say, "Can I play?" So you have to be that voice, and it's just like,
Yeah.
these kind of things. I'm just like, but
What do you think? Well, what would you say is like your favorite resource or support system, source of support for parents of children with not just Down syndrome, but with disabilities?
my biggest support has come from the community online. Honestly, I mean, other parents. We do have a local Down syndrome group that we are a part of. We do like they have like events throughout the whole year, so that's really cool. And then just finding other parents on social media, because in real life it's hard to relate to other people.
Right.
Like they don't understand or get it or whatever. And online, I just found so much support and community online. And it's like during the COVID days, in the early days, it was lonely. Like I was home by myself with a new baby with Down syndrome, during a pandemic, and it's like I'm doing all these different things with therapies and trying to learn everything because I'm a crazy researcher. So I want to know everything. Yeah, I'd say other parents and like that I've met online mostly. Because in real life, it's like, I don't really get together with many people, to be honest. So yeah, I honestly, the online community has been my support system this whole time.
That's fascinating because we've done 2 other story times today, and they've said the exact same thing. And it's really beautiful to know that you can connect with people all around the world and you don't feel so alone. I think that's really changed my perception on social media today. It's like every one of this answer has been social media has really been a security safe net for me, and it's really beautiful to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, it's brought me out of my like shyness in a way. Like I'm very like all I could be like awkward. I'm like, ugh. But like I love doing this kind of stuff. Like a friend of mine online, she's like in New York. She does live like with other special needs parents. It's kind of like a support group kind of thing, but we just chit chat, and it's been like very therapeutic, because in your everyday life, you're not really like chatting with people that get it. If I go to
Right.
the park and talk to
Absolutely.
someone else, whatever, like, hey, like, yes, and you say the terms and the this, and they don't know what you're talking about, and you're just like, so yeah.
So tell us a story about Gabriella that might surprise people, but it really shows her personality.
She loves it. She's funny. Like she loves to dance. I always have music going. And she's just like, I turn around, she's like doing her little like shaking her, her butt or whatever, or like, she's doing different choreography that I might have showed her one day, and she just picks things up, and she just, I don't know, she reminds me a lot of myself, and like she could be like silly and just, I don't know. Yeah, she. I see her do things, say things to like even my younger son, who's 3, I hope he's 4, that like I would say like, no, Ted, she repeats things and things that I the way that I've said it, and I'm just like, I just love it. I'm like, that's awesome, and she's funny about it, and she does it like how I would do it, and I don't know, it just,
We need to do a Zoom call sometime and let her and Julia have, like, a Zoom
yeah.
Yes.
party.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be awesome.
Just,
Yeah,
like, a group of us get, like, a Zoom call and turn on the disco lights and let the kids talk
Yeah.
and dance and stuff. I think that would be
yeah,
fun.
that would be fun. She would love that. She loves that kind of stuff.
Julia would have a blast.
And
Yeah,
Julia's an absolute diva, and everybody knows that.
yeah, she's so cute. My God.
I wish, sometimes I wish we all lived closer together because I think our kids would just rule the world, but
Yeah.
I know. I say that all the time. I'm like, I wish it would be awesome. It's like we have all these connections and we're like all over the country, we're like, it would be
But
so
it's
much fun. We
it's
just get each
family.
other, I feel
It's
like.
chosen family, though.
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. Exactly.
So
I look at my partners in policy making graduates, and I look at Summer like a sister I never had because wow.
That's awesome. No, I agree. It is like chosen family, it's like we put ourselves out there. We got to know each other. Summer was probably one of my first friends on TikTok, like I would went on and like follow all the people with Down syndrome. And I mean, this was back in, I don't know, 5 years ago, maybe 4 or 5
Right.
years ago. And, it's just fun. Like, I don't know. It's just, we get each other. It
Yes.
is chosen family, and it's great because family, it's hard. Like,
it was
my family's not very involved, like, and so it's,
those those early days, like in 2020, like there wasn't a big group of Down syndrome individuals on or parents on
yeah,
TikTok. And so it was pretty easy to find each other. And there was like this, but I don't know. There was maybe I don't know how many there was, but it doesn't seem because I looked
yeah.
and I remember finding you and I remember finding a few others, but now it's just boomed.
Yeah, there's
Honest-
a lot, yeah.
I can't keep up.
I know, and some people pop up, I'm like, "Oh my god, I haven't seen them in a while," like, there is it's a lot. It's a lot of people these days.
Yeah. So if you could tell a parent that got that diagnosis today any advice, what would it be?
I would just say, like, I know it sounds scary. It does. We've all felt that, but I would guarantee them that this child is going to change your life for the better in so many ways, and you will, like I said earlier, they give you purpose, and
Right.
it's like the most beautiful feeling once you understand, and it's like you you just become a different person, and it's so rewarding to watch these kids, do things and hit these milestones because they work so hard, to do them, all the therapies and the this and the that, and it's just a beautiful thing. I would also say, you know, try and skip over Google, find other families, find, you know, different groups. There's so many resources out there to give you an accurate picture of what life is like with Down syndrome. There's even
Absolutely.
adult advocates, self advocates with Down syndrome. I mean, everybody that says, if you've ever met someone with Down syndrome, like it's so amazing. Like everybody that even when they don't have kids with Down syndrome has something good to say. Yet these doctors are still delivering news like this and scaring people. So I would say, don't be scared. I know it's scary. It's okay to go through that mourning process of like what you thought was you had envisioned. Your life isn't over.
Right.
It's a different route, but it's like the most amazing thing that's going to happen to your life. It really is. it's not easy, things are different. You have to unlearn and relearn how to do things, a lot of out of the box thinking, but it's cool. Like, I love that. It heals a part of me. It heals I always say she heals my inner child. I get so emotional when I say that because it's so true. She heals my inner child, and I'm just like, wow, like, it's so beautiful.
So, my final question for you, what do you want Gabriella's legacy to be?
Her legacy. Let's see. I just want her to, achieve whatever she wants to. Be herself always. Be her creative, sassy, extra spicy self. You know, uh, just show the world that, prove that prove all the stigmas and statistics and stereotypes wrong. Not statistics, but the stereotypes, the stigmas wrong, and show everybody how awesome she is. Like, her legacy is just being her and being okay with her. Our kids don't know they're different. They're just unapologetically themselves. And it's beautiful, and everyone should be like that and the world would be
Love
better.
that.
You know?
Love that. I absolutely love that. And I think it's a testament to how wonderful this community is because we are all unapologetically ourselves, and that's why we get along so well, even if we're 1,000 miles away, and that's why we are chosen family. And it's amazing how one simple diagnosis can connect us forever.
I agree. Wow. I love that. That was great what you just said. It's true. It's very true. It's you like you said, chosen family. You all are living through the same thing. You understand, and it's acceptance. And we all want to be accepted, and the walls come down. Like, when you're in this together, it's like I don't leave a conversation feeling like I'm being talked about or whatever. I feel
Right. Sure.
understood. I feel support. I feel community. And that means the world to me. Like, I always wanted to just be accepted when I was growing up. I always felt misunderstood. And, you
Right.
know,
Sure, we
now
all
I get,
did.
yeah, now I get to parent this child and like do things a different way and cater to her needs to just enhance her and never make her feel like she's different.
That's beautiful.
Well, I'm certainly glad that we're friends, and we definitely need to do some Zoom calls and get the
Yeah,
girls
for
together
sure.
because I think they would love it. But
For
thanks so
sure.
much for telling your story today and joining us and being one of Where the Ramp Ends first story times.
Oh,
So we're excited to be able to share your story.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm glad I got to do this, and you guys are doing great. Keep doing what you're doing, and
thank
it's amazing.
you
You're doing big
so
things,
much.
and it's important. What you're doing is important and means something. So,
Thank you so
good
much,
job.
Shannon.
Thank you.
I'm like sweaty. I'll get like anxious. I'm like, like looking up.
Well, we're about out of time for story time for Where the Ramp Ends. I'm
And
Bryce,
I'm Summer.
and this is Where the Ramp Ends and Where Your Journey Begins. Till next time, bye bye. Don't forget to rate, comment, like, and subscribe. Till next time, bye bye.
Thank you for joining us for this episode. If you enjoyed today's conversation, please take a moment to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Those small actions make a big difference in helping others discover our podcast. We believe these conversations matter. By sharing stories, experiences, and perspectives from the disability community, we hope to increase awareness, understanding, and inclusion for people with disabilities and their families. Your support helps us continue this work and reach more listeners who need these conversations. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with a friend or on social media. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.